gem of Central Asia, Uzbekistan. Somewhere within this country lies a city that once sat at the very center of the road connecting east and west. Samarkand, the heart of the Great Silk Road, where merchants traveling between China and Europe once passed through, trading the riches of the East, silk, spices, gold, for the silver of the West. Caravans would travel for months, sometimes years, only to stop right here, rest, trade, and set off again. In the 14th and 15th centuries, under the great conqueror Amir Timur, Samarkand reached the height of its glory. As the capital of his empire, he set out to make it one of the most beautiful and prosperous cities on earth, drawing the finest architects, craftsmen, and scholars from every corner of his territory to build it. And even today, every traveler who sets foot in Registan Square for the first time feels the same thing, a kind of disbelief that something this magnificent could actually be real. Towering madrasas surround it on three sides, their domes wrapped in blue mosaic, their inner walls gilded in gold, all of it built centuries ago, and none of it has lost its splendor. When sunlight hits the turquoise tile work, the entire square seems to glow, which may explain why it's become one of the most photographed pieces of architecture on the planet. Not far from Registan lie the remains of an ancient observatory built by the great astronomer Ulugh Beg, where long before the telescope was ever invented, scholars tracked the stars and produced astronomical tables of startling precision for their time. It's no accident that historians have called Samarkand the Pearl of the East. This isn't just a collection of old buildings. It's a city that once stood at the very peak of science, art, and trade. Head west from Samarkand, and Bukhara awaits, a city with more than 2,000 years of history, once regarded as one of the great centers of Islamic scholarship. Still standing at the heart of the city is the Kelon minaret of Bukhara, rising 47 meters into the sky, built so solidly that, according to legend, even Genghis Khan's army, after razing the rest of the city in the 13th century, didn't dare touch it. Bukhara's entire historic center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, home to more than 140 preserved architectural monuments. Travel further west, and Khiva is waiting. Its inner city, known as Ichankela, is completely enclosed by towering clay walls, the best preserved ancient walled city in all of Central Asia, and a UNESCO site in its own right. Inside stands the unfinished Kalta minor minaret. Had it been completed as planned, it would have been the tallest minaret in the world. Getting to all of this has never been easier either. In 2026, Uzbekistan introduced completely visa-free entry for citizens of 94 countries, with a simple e-visa system available for 52 more. As of January 1st, 2026, citizens of the United States can also enter visa-free for up to 30 days. No trip through Uzbekistan is complete without Plov, the country's national dish. Rice, meat, carrots, and onions simmer slowly for hours until everything comes together into one rich, deeply satisfying flavor, the kind that surprises visitors no matter where in the world they come from. This isn't just a meal, it's hospitality itself, served on a plate. The majority of Uzbekistan's population is Muslim, and that faith has left a deep imprint on the architecture of its cities and on the quiet, respectful rhythms of everyday life. But Uzbekistan's story doesn't end with history. Over the past 9 years alone, the country has attracted more than $20 billion in foreign direct investment, a figure that has grown so sharply that investment per capita jumped from just $71 to $2,200. At the center of Tashkent, a new business district called Tashkent City is now home to the country's tallest skyscraper, Nest 1, along with Humo Arena, pulling in international companies and investors from around the world. On the edge of the city, an even more ambitious project is taking shape, New Tashkent, spanning 20,000 hectares, designed to eventually house millions of residents, built entirely around smart city technology. Distance between cities is no longer a barrier either. The Afrosiyab high-speed train travels at up to 250 kilometers per hour between Tashkent, Samarkand, and Bukhara, cutting travel time down to just a few hours. The economy itself continues to grow at a steady 5 to 6% a year, one of the strongest growth rates anywhere in Central Asia. That growth shows up in sports too. In 2024, Uzbekistan became the first Central Asian country ever to host a FIFA tournament, welcoming 24 national teams to the FIFA Futsal World Cup, played across Tashkent, Bukhara, and Andijan. It wasn't a small affair either. More than 50 matches were played, with teams from 6 continents taking part, and Brazil ultimately lifting the trophy. And that turned out to be just the beginning. In 2027, Uzbekistan will co-host the FIFA U20 World Cup together with Azerbaijan, the first time in history that a FIFA youth tournament has ever been shared between 2 countries, and the first to bring Europe and Asia together on the same stage. Humo Arena and the newly renovated National Stadium in Tashkent now stand ready for exactly this kind of moment, proof that this is a country holding on to its history while striding confidently toward its future. On top of all of it, Uzbekistan's landscapes are just as striking. The contrast between desert and mountain, gardens turning gold in autumn, rows of ancient plane trees lining quiet streets. Every traveler who chooses to visit Uzbekistan is met with affordable prices, real safety. The country carries the lowest risk rating from the U.S. State Department, and warmth that feels entirely genuine. No one leaves here with regrets, only with memories far bigger than they expected to bring home.
Silk roads meet, where the past and the future greet. Come and see what the ages left behind. This is Uzbekistan.